Vancouver Canucks lose this one to the Winnipeg Jets, and it was a rough one, a 5-1 loss. The Canucks got demcoed by Connor Hellebuyck in this one, and Connor Hellebuyck has had the Canucks number for basically forever. They showed the one stat during this game where he has like a 949 career save percentage against the Canucks. Absolutely brutal. Um, in this one, by the way, we're still live, so if you missed the live stream, make sure you subscribe so you get the next one. In this one, the Canucks had some rough penalty killing, but their first penalty kill was pretty good. About 7 minutes into this game, Brock Besser takes a tripping penalty on Neil Pionk. Pionk tried to make a little move around him. Besser stuck the leg out. He knew it right when he did it. So the Canucks go to the kill. This was a really good penalty kill, and it was their first penalty kill of the game. It was their only good one. There was one really good chance from Kyle Connor on a one-timer, but other than that, the Canucks kept everything to the outside, clearing the puck well. Definitely a good penalty kill to start. But about 7 minutes after that, the Jets get a too many men penalty. This was the first of 3 too many men penalties called in this game. And this one was kind of iffy because they did have 6 guys on the ice, but they didn't play the puck until after someone got off. Refs called it anyways. This power play for the Canucks started pretty bad. The first minute or so was pretty useless. But late on this power play, they kept the first unit out and they had a flurry of chances late, just unable to beat Connor Hellebuyck, and that really was the story of this game. We did have a bit of a scrap near the end of the first period. Zach McEwen and Logan Stanley. Stanley catching on a few rights. McEwen had the takedown. Call it about a draw, but probably edge to Logan Stanley in this one. Shots in the first period pretty even though. A nice little 12-11 for the Winnipeg Jets. But we go into the second period and the wheels start to fall off of the wagon here. Canucks have a delayed penalty coming up. So the ref's arm goes up. And then we look, and the Canucks have 7 guys on the ice. And it's like, okay, did the Canucks get 2 penalties here? What turns out happened is the penalty that the Canucks were taking was for too many men on the ice. So they did the smart thing of, well, let's just keep too many men on the ice to prevent the Jets from scoring while this penalty's delayed, which is exactly what happened. So the one too many men penalty gets called. It was the original penalty. Kyle Connor, another great chance on this power play, leaned into a one-timer. Demko sliding over to his left, absolutely robs him with the glove, but Winnipeg would get on the board here. A Neil Pionk shot from the point gets tipped down by Andrew Copp. It bounces in past Demko to make it 1-0 for Winnipeg. And just a few minutes later, the Canucks do it again. Jake Virtanen is coming off of the ice. Now, this is a dominant shift in the Winnipeg zone for the Canucks. They are all over the Jets. They've got some players at the end of like a 2-minute shift. I think Forbert had been out there for about 2.5 minutes. Jake Virtanen coming up the wing to skate off the ice. He's probably about 7 feet away from the boards, and Zach McEwen jumps on. And then the D-man just passes it to Virtanen, and he plays it. So it's too many men on the ice again for the second time in about a 5 to 10 minute span. So once again, shot from the point gets tipped. Demko does make a solid save, but the rebound falls right in front of him, in front of the crease, right to Andrew Copp, who tucks it in for his second of the night to make it 2-0 Winnipeg. Canucks would get a power play with about 6 minutes to go in the second period. Logan Stanley with a high stick on Mott, sort of a battle behind the net. His stick got in Mott's visor, and another power play where the Canucks were just all over the Jets. Miller absolutely carried this power play. JT Miller made about 4 really good plays with the puck to keep this power play alive, keep the pressure on, keep these Jets stuck on the ice, not able to change. There was a Hughes point shot that got tipped. It bounced off the ice and then off the crossbar and out. The Canucks just couldn't catch a break on this one either. Again, this gets killed off. And then late in the second period, Tyler Myers ended up again stuck on the ice for about 2.5 minutes. This was the first long Myers shift. He did have another shift that went over 3 minutes in this game. The Jets were just applying pressure. The Canucks were able to get one D-man to change. Nate Schmidt was able to get off. Travis Hamonic came on. Hamonic ends up with the puck to clear the zone, and he tries to pass it to Tyler Myers, who isn't expecting it. It goes under his stick. The Jets pick it up, come back into the zone. Again, one of these scenarios where the Canucks are not able to clear the zone, like is what happened so many times this season. The Jets come back in on the attack. Scheifele ends up banging home a rebound. It's 3-0 Winnipeg after 2 shots in the second period, 18-16 for the Canucks. And again, if we look at the 5-on-5 stats, which I don't have pulled up here, but the Canucks expected goals was about 60-something% through 2 periods at 5-on-5. It's just the penalty killing that really killed them tonight. and the too many men penalties that were getting in their way. In the third period, Jake Virtanen looks to at least get the Canucks on the board. Jimmy Vesey taps it over to him. He's in all alone. I've got the vodka soda ready to shotgun, and Jake Virtanen rings the post. So no shotgun for us tonight. A few minutes after that, JT Miller alone in front has a wide open net, chops at it, hits the crossbar. So again, the Canucks just can't catch a break here, just crushing the posts. Canucks do pull the goalie with about 6 minutes to go in this one. Thatcher Demko goes to the bench. I think it was like 5:50 on the clock. And I totally get it. And if you think about it, this game was pretty much a must win from the Canucks perspective if they do want to stay in the playoff race. And if you're not able to capitalize through the first 54 minutes on this goalie, you might as well put 6 players out there and hope for the best, because you're not winning if you don't change anything. About a minute and a half into this, the Canucks again doing fine, just not able to get the puck past Hellebuyck. Andrew Copp with an absolute bomb from the top of his own defensive circle to make it 4-0, a hat trick for Andrew Copp, and he wasn't even done. About a minute and a half later, Andrew Copp scores again, a shot from the wall. Demko is sort of overcommitted to that side. He was unable to control the rebound. It bounces right out in front to Andrew Copp with his 4th of the night to make it 5-0. And a classic Canucks Jets game, but Nils Hoglander broke the shutout, broke the 2-game shutout streak for Connor Hellebuyck with a minute and a half to go. Brock Besser tips a shot on net. The rebound ends up coming right in front to Nils Hoglander. He smacks it in. It's 5-1, and that sort of puts a bit of a positive spin on this game. At least Hoglander got on the board, and there's no shutout. Pluses and minuses for this one. Let's start with the minuses, because this game was kind of a mess. The first minus, I don't think Bo Horvat had a terrible game, especially coming back from that foot injury, but there was 2 different penalty kills where he took the puck into the Jet zone. And again, on the penalty kill, it's a great thing. You're killing time. And what he wanted to do is he wanted to turn around, pass it back to the D-man, keep possession kind of like you would in overtime, because that just lets the clock run on the penalty kill. Well, both of those times they got picked off by Jets players, and the Jets went on the other way on the rush. If you're going to make those passes back on the penalty kill instead of just playing the puck deep, you got to be sure of them. Another minus, the penalty kill was just bad, except for that first penalty kill, just taking 2 bad too many men penalties and then allowing goals on both of them. It's just backbreaking. It's hard to win a game in this league when you're allowing 2 goals because of too many men penalties. The posts are killing this team. The Canucks tweeted out at Guinness World Records, what's the record for most posts across 2 games? Canucks might have it. It was something like 7 or 8 over the last 2 games. And this was a classic Connor Hellebuyck game against the Vancouver Canucks. Like I mentioned off the top, 949 save percentage against the Canucks. The Canucks had something like 40 shots tonight. And again, Hellebuyck only allowing 1 goal. They just can't solve this guy. They never have. They probably never will. And that's just the life of a Canucks fan against the Winnipeg Jets. We do have some pluses, though. The first one, and I was talking about this on the stream, Graovac. Tyler Graovac was good. He only played like 9 minutes, so I'm not making him my player of the game for the Canucks, but I do think he had a really quietly solid game. He was winning battles in deep. I was really impressed with Graovac's performance. At 5v5, the Canucks were the better team, especially in the second period. There was at one point with about 6 minutes left in the second period. The Canucks had like a 75% expected goals in the second period alone at 5v5. The problem is the penalty kill really killed them tonight, and they weren't able to capitalize on their power plays to get back in this game. JT Miller had a really solid game. He had that one power play where he was really dominant. I do think he was one of the best players on the ice for the Canucks. No shutout. Connor Hellebuyck didn't get a shutout. That's always a plus for this team, because that's something that does happen to them quite often. And someone in our stream chat with kind of the dark take of, well, we're 1 game closer to the season being over. And I kind of have to agree on that point. So kind of a disappointing performance all around for the Canucks. But we do have some game pucks to give out. For Winnipeg, it's Andrew Copp. And I was kind of on a toss-up between Copp and Hellebuyck, but I gave it to Hellebuyck on Monday. And Hellebuyck did allow a goal with a minute 25 to go. And then Copp went and scored his 4th goal anyways. So Andrew Copp gets the game puck for me in this one. For the Vancouver Canucks, it's going to be Jimmy Vesey. I do think he had a very solid game. He was winning battles. He was just controlling the puck well. He was making good passes. He had that one nice setup to Jake Virtanen to spawn a breakaway. He should have had an assist on that one, but Jake wasn't able to score. So we'll give it to the freshman Jimmy Vesey, a fresh face on the Canucks. Now the Canucks have a week off. They don't play again until next Wednesday against the Flames. We are hoping for the returns of Elias Pettersson, Jay Beagle, Brandon Sutter, maybe. I don't know. Just bring back some players. The Canucks need some players. That should also be Travis Boyd's first game in a Canucks uniform. So the Canucks bringing in the troops, and hopefully they'll be able to pull out at least some more exciting games in the final few weeks of the season. Anyways, that's all I've got for this one. Make sure you're subscribed, like the video, do all that YouTube stuff, Discord, Twitter, everything's down there. Go hit those buttons. That's all I've got for this one. We've got videos planned for this whole week, so just because the Canucks are off doesn't mean I will be. So make sure you stay tuned for those, and I will see you tomorrow, maybe the next day. We'll see.